Well, I joined this physiotherapy school in Auckland in 1974, due in part to my husband being moved from Wellington to Auckland for his business. And I had every intention before leaving there. I'd started to look to set up my own practice in Wellington. I felt the time had come for me to move out because it was sometimes all work and no play, sort of thing. I thought, no, I'm ready to be on my own here. And I'd brought over my couch, massage couch, so I had plenty of stuff to start with, and that had been my idea originally. Anyway, going up to Auckland, we thought, oh well, got there and I'll probably start up there. And then we heard that the school was looking for somebody for physiotherapy, and I'd been one of the early manipulative therapists, one of the first ones to sit the exam. And so I thought, oh, maybe go teaching. Why I thought that, I don't know what I got there. But anyway, I went for an interview and they accepted me because I had a long practical experience. I'd worked with Rob, and plus I had passed their type of exam, the first one. And it was very challenging but scary. And so fortunately my husband could draw, and so we had no posters in those days, so he did all the big posters that I could put up of the whatever area I was going to be treating, and that was good, to have that as a backing. At one stage, one student had told me later, oh, they said, Jean, we loved listening to you, and we didn't like to tell you that you had done that lecture the day before. So that it was pretty scary standing up. We had no training in it, but then eventually we did come to Wellington. We did some training for teaching, and I enjoyed it very much. So I did like the study and made you work through things. And of course I had this background now of manipulative therapy, which I really, really liked, the mechanical aspect and getting to understand it. It was quite good. And I think one of the best things for me was that I had worked with patients, because I was about 44 when I was here, whereas a lot of the tutors hadn't been in practice for very long. I was able to show exactly what I'd been doing because I had a lot of experience, especially with the back problems, and so it became really, very interesting. I used to teach massage. I enjoyed that, so that's where Paparetti came in again. I feel that it's just quite important. It helps people to relax, and you can see just how bad they are, or different things. I go along with that all the time, hands-on. With Fran Elkin being the head, she was the first one, and when I went in for an interview, well, here she was from England, and a very refined lady, and she looked just like one of the students one of the girls I had trained with, Marjorie Rennick, so I really felt that was good. And it was all female staff. I'd never been used to this before, but that's why there was one or two males, yes. We had Professor Carman from the medical school, who was a great teacher in anatomy, a bit like Paparetti. In fact, he could draw as he went along, and so your area it just grew up with you. Barbara Miller was there, so they were all very helpful people, and also some from just straight from England. I'd worked with Gregory Grieve, so good background we had, and Margaret Housley for neurology. She was very good. I don't know if you've caught up with her, but she was a very special tutor in neurology. So yeah, it was good all-round treatment, and it kind of expanded your ideas again. And then you found, well, young students, you can't do with them what you could do with older students, because there's so much to learn, to understand. You had to draw back about what you were actually talking about and teaching them. So it was interesting. And I was there working with the undergraduates until the advanced diploma started in '91, and started that off, and that was good. And along comes Beryl Ingram. Now, I don't know if Beryl's been mentioned much, but Beryl Ingram was a physio out at the Porirua, Kenny Peru, but she worked a lot with mental health patients as well. But she also came to the manipulative therapy courses early on, and became, the first one to be with the New Zealand early ones. And she was a very special lady too. She's dead now, unfortunately. But she had a lot to do with she came in the second year of the advanced diploma. She was very good with people and seemed to be good for the place, but then left. Family reasons she left. But no, I met a lot of nice people there. Kate Haswell, well, she was in the room next to me, so I got to know Kate well from an early stage, and she was doing her degree, her BA in chemical science or whatever it is. She did well with that, and she was doing respiratory stuff. But I met caught up with these things. Then I went to the hospital. You had to treat patients to observe the students, and I was put into respiratory. I'd never stuck a tube down anybody's throat as they do then. I was completely lost. But funny they used me there and not in the orthopaedic section to start with. Couldn't understand that. But anyway, eventually I got that. But I mean, I just couldn't do respiratory work. Scared of it. So well, that's what you have to do. And you couldn't really teach students how to do that to people, could you? Oh, no, that's what you mean, yeah. So that was a bit frightening for me, actually, but we got through. And it was quite good. We went to the new Middlemore Hospital, which specialised in different areas. But no, it was good.